Welcome back, everybody, to Abu Dhabi. Welcome to the United Arab Emirates. We are here at the Yas Marina circuit. This is the final round of LSR Group 1, and we're here for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So we're here at the Yas Marina circuit, which has 16 turns at a circuit length of 5.2 kilometers. That's 3.2 miles for those using that format. Debut in Formula 1 was in 2009 with Sebastian Vettel winning the first ever Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It has hosted the final race of the season multiple times in the real-life F1 calendar. And for the second time ever in LSR history, we come here for Group 1, of course. We've already had Abu Dhabi in Group 2 and Group 3 a couple of weeks ago, actually. This race was actually rescheduled as that particular weekend was the Miami Grand Prix when we had the Group 1 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix first tryout, I guess you could say. But a lot of people were busy because the actual race was going on at the same time. So we rescheduled it to the final race of the season. Alrighty, welcome back, everybody, to the LSR YouTube channel. We have about 15 minutes remaining of this qualifying session, an extra minute, of course, for the drivers to finish out their lap times. We have 14 drivers on the grid, might have one or two joining in qualifying a little bit later on. We will see how that works out. But in the commentary booth, it's myself, former Legiona League founder, and current or former LSR Group 2 driver, and joining me in the commentary box for the first time ever as us commentators pairing up is my good friend Xerxity. Xerxity, welcome to the Group 1 commentary box. How are you doing ahead of the finale here in Season 4 of Group 1? Very, very big talking point for sure. You're definitely correct. The championship fight between B-Tom and Speed Queen. It's coming down to the final race of the season, and as you mentioned, 7 points separating those two drivers. Haas versus Alfa Romeo. We were talking a little bit earlier on, and yeah, Zerk and me were saying that the first time this has happened between an Alfa Romeo driver and a Haas driver. I don't think we've ever had a champion that was either driving for Haas or Alfa Romeo. Constructors' Championship is also going to be set up. Oh, and we have a comment coming in saying we can't hear Zerk. Hold up. Oh, is that... can you try and see... Oh, let me see. Hold on, viewers. Give us a moment so we can try and see if we can get Zerk on air. Xerxity, would you mind taking a look at your settings as well, just to double check? I think my settings are all good. Didn't you have this issue with James as well at Spa? Okay, see if you can, I think there's, try and go, if you have a PS5, right? 4, okay. Try and find the option that says broadcast. There should be an option like that, and it'll allow you to kind of change and see if you can, say always allow for voice. I think it's either that or voice settings. I can't remember with PS4. Let me check. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Yeah, I don't think we can hear you still at the moment. Okay. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to continue to commentate. We'll do some testing in just a sec. But we have B-Tom on provisional pole position. The second place sitter in the championship at 123.130 is his fastest lap at the moment. The top two, Rudy and Beatum, separated by just a few 100ths of a second. Very close lap times between the two. Then we have those two Mercedes. We have Ickle and Tom. Very, very good times from both drivers so far. They are in third and fourth position. Speed Queen, championship leader, now goes into sixth, and there goes Kevin Cal as well into seventh. So two more lap times on the board. Speed Queen with a 24.0 and Kevin Cal with the 24.1. So currently 10 times on the board. And we're still waiting for a few other drivers. Viperize has set a 24.3, and then Jamie, Jim, Acid Masters, and Mustache. Those four drivers have not set lap times at the moment, but I believe they are on laps. Jamie coming through the final couple of corners here. Let's see what the Alpine driver can do as he comes down into turn 23. Well, it's actually fastest overall. And that is a 1:22.835. Very competitive lap time from Jamie. Provisional pole position is his with 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. And Zerk City, were you able to find any more settings that or allowed you to be able to hear it on stream? Okay. Let me see if I can look up any settings. Apologies for this, viewers. We're trying to figure out it as fast as possible so we can get Zerk City on commentary here. Let me see. Mic not being heard. I'm going to look it up on the internet real quickly. And FYI, viewers, oh, hold on a second. I will come back to that in a moment. Go to Settings, Sound, Audio Output, and select Audio... Oh, wait, no, that's just... okay, hold on a second. Not Twitch. I want to find... And Zerk City, you had your settings on in, I think it's broadcast, or audio and broadcast. Okay. Okay. And that, I'll check one more time on my end. If not, we may need to change something here. Sorry again, viewers. We're trying to figure this out as fast as possible. Right. I had the same issue, honestly, at the very start when I got my PS5. And I had to go down in a setting, and it's a really dumb setting where you had to, like, switch, like, you had to go into another menu or something like that. But for PS4, I'm not really familiar with, or I don't remember what it was. What the setting was. Voice chat settings, maybe this is it. Share your voice, yep, allow voice connect, about voice chat. Maybe it's under broadcasts. I'll check that. Okay, we'll test that. Alrighty, viewers. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties. Let's see if we can get... Oh, Gernman's left this session. That's not good. Hopefully he rejoins. Maybe a technical issue. Can we hear you on stream? That is the question. Okay, Zerk City, I don't think we can hear you still on stream. I'm not really sure what we should do here, since I think we need you to be able to be heard on stream. What would you like to do? Okay. Do you... Do you want to try just racing? And that way you can just still be in the lobby, something to do. Okay, I'm not really sure what else to do, besides, I mean, like, trying to figure out, like, trying to look up on YouTube or something like that. I guess that's the two options. If you want to race, I think you're free to go ahead and race, or try and look into it more. Okay. All right. Well, just let me know if you find anything, or if something changes. You know. All right. Cool. All right, viewers. Here we go. 5 minutes remain of this qualifying session. We have both the Alpines out on track. Jamie with that 22.8, the fastest lap time at the moment. Rudy, a.k.a. Sevelflare, in P3 with a 23.1. Alpine absolutely crushing the qualifying session here in Abu Dhabi. Few changes, actually, for this race in terms of the drivers out on the grid. Two new faces we haven't seen. Mustache and JR2006. Those are two drivers we haven't seen before, both at Ferrari. Currently, they're very competitive. And a thing with this this final part of the season as well is we're kind of testing a few drivers out for Season 5, because for Season 5, Group 1's going to look totally different. We'll have some more news on that in as the months go by kind of thing. When we get closer to Season 5's start, this league will put out some stuff on the Group 1, kind of what's going to be changing and all that sort of thing. And what I can say, and I won't say everything, is this particular Group 1, I'd say it's going to become the new Group 2 of Season 5. And it's just because we're going to be limiting some of the assists. We're going to be getting a bunch of fast people in that will rival the likes of like B-Tom and Jamie, who are up at the top at the moment, and others. So yeah, there's going to be some good changes happening for Season 5, and all we want is to have some good racing. That's kind of the primary goal of LSR and this in general league racing. So here we go. 3 minutes remaining. Final qualifying session in lightning speed racing of Group 1. Jamie, will his time be beaten by B-Tom, Rudy, Ickle, Mustache, maybe anybody else? Speed Queen down in 10th as well. She needs an amazing lap. She's currently up on her time in that Alfa Romeo team. So let's see what she can do. FYI, viewers, if you are new to LSR, please make sure to subscribe to the channel to see more content on this league. Group 1 is not the only division in this league, and hence why it's called Group 1, because there's other divisions. We have two other main divisions, Group 2, Group 3, both happening on a Sunday. Those are definitely amazing tiers. Myself and Xerxity actually race in Group 2, or have raced in Group 2. Group 2 is now officially over as Speed Queen goes purple in the second sector. So yeah, definitely subscribe for more content. Like this video as well if you're enjoying it, and send your comments down in the comments section if you have any thoughts, questions, all that sort of thing. Final qualifying runs, here we go, of season number 4. Speed Queen into turn 16 she comes. Let's see what she can do. She goes to the line now. It is P7 at best for the Alfa Romeo and championship leader as well. A 1:23.5. Will her time get beaten? Will she be able to improve on her time? Because she still has a few moments, I guess, left of the qualifying session. B-Tom is going to be P2 at best because he is DNF'd from the session, or just retired. He's done, basically. That doesn't mean he has actually not finished the session. It means that he's just done, basically. It's a little different to the actual race. Jamie and Rudy both out on their laps. Ickle Bickle on his time as well. I want to try and see if we can get an onboard lap with anybody. Gurnman is back in his car, but he is on an out lap, I believe. Maybe an in lap. I think it looks like an out lap. Anybody else on a time? Tom looks to be improving. Nope, actually he's not.
Probably right along with Viperize.
Ooh, Viperize, yeah.
Let me see if my voice can be heard. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, my voice can be heard now.
Yay!
It was a party. Hey, finally figured it out.
Hallelujah! Yay! Oh, this is great news. Well, Xerxity, welcome to the commentary box officially.
finally figured out that issue. Finally.
Well, we have some final qualifying runs coming in. Rudy on his time in the Alpine. Ickle Bickle improving. We can see that Mercedes driver heading down to the long left-hander of turn 9. The Mercedes driver, let's see what he can do. And our league owner as well. Ickle in that Mercedes in P4 at the current moment. Is anybody else improving on the times?
Retiring.
Oh, what happened?
I honestly have no idea. Was he retired? Probably retired in the pits, probably.
Yeah, possibly. Ickle is up on his... Oh, Ickle's just invalidated!
Oh, he was on such a good lap.
Yeah, for sure. He was...
What a shame.
He was right at the end of his time as well. Meanwhile, Rudy is up by around 0.2 of a second. 1:23.1 at the current moment. Can he beat his... Yeah, that's the question. And there goes Mustache into P4 for the Ferrari team. 1:23.184. Look at the time difference between Rudy and Mustache, but Rudy's gonna beat it. He goes into P2.
22.987. Oh, Jamie going 22.6.
Jamie even faster on his last attempt. 0.3 up on his teammates' time. It is Alpine first and second at the moment, unless JR can do anything about it. He is a 10th down on this lap, though. Vacant Haddock is invalidated, so that is it. Alpine 1-2 here in Abu Dhabi.
Incredible result, and incredibly quick from two Alpines. Alpine 1-2 provisionally here for the race. Hopefully we can see this pace that they showed in qualifying into the race, hopefully.
For sure, and Alpine needs some good points. They're in a close battle with McLaren in the championship. I believe another team is involved as well, but I can't remember which one that is. Give me a moment. It is Aston Martin. Aston Martin's also in that fight, but only one Aston is here today. That's Gurnman in the Aston Martin car. So here's qualifying results for Abu Dhabi. Jamie, Rudy, B-Tom, and then we have the rest of the field, Mustache, Ickle, JR, Speed Queen, Gurnman, Kevin Cal, and Tom rounding off the top 10.
Incredible lap times here from the top 10. Hopefully we can see either one of the Alpines win, but they're gonna be really close. Speed Queen is gonna need a lot of pace to catch up to B-Tom if she wants to win this championship.
You are definitely correct. Yeah, Speed Queen starts 7th in this race. B-Tom starts 3rd, so he's going to be starting right behind Jamie on the grid. Last time out here in Group 1, the start was absolute chaos, if I'm being honest. Myself and James were commentating that race. It didn't go quite well. Let's see if it can be better here today in the final race of Group 1. But Xerxity, final thoughts before we get underway?
Let the best driver win.
Yep, I totally agree with that, and echo your words. Well, let's see how this one goes, Here we go. Final race of the season. No formation lap as well, viewers. Here we go. Thank you so much for joining us. Not just this race, but throughout the season as well. 14 drivers on the grid for the finale here in Group 1. Who will win? We have absolutely no idea, and that's part of the fun. We will see who wins at the end of this race. 26 laps await us for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix here in LSR. Group 1 is getting underway for the final time in Season 4, for the final time on this game as well. F1 22. Here we go. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Xerxity, myself, are in the commentary booth for this race here in Group 1. The Alpines lock out the front row. Will they stay there? And the racing is underway. Lights out. Away we go. Jamie leads us down to turn 1. Rudy trying to cover off B-Tom and continue the Alpines into first and second. Ickle is trying to get into 30. He successfully does. B-Tom off the track, a little bit of contact it seems, but he stays in P4. JR ahead of Mustache. Speed Queen still in 7th. A pretty clean start for the entire field. It is Jamie leading us away on Alpine 1-2 down into turn 5.
Incredible start from the two Alpines, as Ickle moving up two positions from P5. putting himself into P3 behind him. JR 2006, but now he's being passed by Beatom on that back straight. Who will go ahead? JR 2006 making defending his position well, but it looks like Beatom might get the slipstream here if he can use it efficiently.
Not the best start for Beatom. Down to P5 from P3. Ickle got ahead there, and Beatom's down to 5th. Speed Queen now closer to her championship rival in this championship. Oh, the Aston Martin of Gerdman spinning off there!
Unfortunate. This would be really unfortunate for them, especially since they're in that championship fight against Alpine.
For sure, yeah, you're totally right. Not good news for the Aston crew.
They're going to really need a big recovery if they want to at least beat the Alpines. But hopefully we can see a big recovery from Gerdman, hopefully.
Doesn't look like anyone's stopping the Alpine domination here in Abu Dhabi. Jamie leading away Rudy's to come down to turn 3 on the second lap of this race. Ickle, JR, and Beatom complete the top 5. A perfect start to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for the Alpines. A pretty good start to the race for Ickle Bickle as well in that Mercedes. Made up a position up into 3rd position. He's already looking at the back of Rudy. Here comes the Mercedes.
Again.
Oh, you're right. Maybe hot tires from the previous spin, I'm guessing?
Looks like the Ickle overtaking Rudy on that back straight.
Rudy coming back though. Into turn 7 we come. Rudy and Ickle. Ickle moves into second. Another great overtake from our league owner. Ickle is now into second. Splits the 2 Alpines, possibly ending their domination in this race. And Ickle's got to start chasing down Jamie, but he's also got to defend against Rudy, who is coming back, trying to reclaim second position for the Alpine crew. Rudy right behind Ickle, but Ickle's going to stay ahead and start extending that gap off of the Dutchman. JR in the 4th position. Ferrari is just behind as well. Watch out for Ferrari trying to get into the top 3. He's also got his teammate in 6th position, and Beatom and Speed Queen in that championship fight. They're close behind as well. This battle for the race lead is exactly what we want to see from Group 1 and what we will be getting to see next season as well.
JR getting a pretty poor exit out of that final corner, heading onto the front straight, but he's really catching up to Rudy in that 3rd sector, especially in that stadium section. Hopefully he could capitalize on that advantage and possibly overtake Rudy for P3.
You're totally right. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I mean, we're still 3 laps into this race, but anything's possible, you know? We will have to see how that works out. Although Beatom is right behind JR. Look at the speed the Haas has got down the DRS stretch. Gerdman is meanwhile retired in the pit lane as Beatom possibly sending it to the inside. He's looking for it. He goes for it. The Haas is into P5. He leaves enough room for JR, and he gets ahead. Fantastic overtake from Beatom, our double world champion, looking to become a triple world champion. Beatom into P4. A perfectly executed overtake from the Haas driver, and very good defense as well from JR. Incredible racing from the 2 drivers.
Speaking, trying to go around the outside of Mustache here, but does get a good run. Will she make the overtake? Peeking up that inside of the Ferrari, making small contact with the Ferrari speed lane. But can she make the overtake? That is the real question here. Heading on to lap 4.
Yeah, I think the contact may have set her back just a tiny bit now. She's dropped a few tenths of a second to that Ferrari, but it seems like there was no damage to the Alfa Romeo, as if I could see, unless there is. Zerk City, did you see any damage for our championship leader?
Tom going wide there behind Speed Queen.
Oh, you're right. And he's right on the back of Speed Queen now. Wow, okay,
the
10th. Right.
Will Tommy possibly go for the move? No, he won't. Looks like he wants to set up the move going onto the back straight. Now getting the DRS. And now beginning to lose out. Yeah, the gap is increasing. Up to 5 tenths at the moment between Tommy and Speed.
Wow, okay, so straight line speed working out for Speed Queen here, staying ahead of that Mercedes. Mercedes actually having a really good race, I must say. They've been really strong. Ickle now chasing after Jamie. And I think some of the reasons why these cars are so quick compared to the others, look at the tires. Some are on hards, some are on mediums. Both Mercedes are on medium, same with JR, and those are the 3 drivers that are really showing that they got pace against the other drivers. So others like B-Tom, Speed Queen, Rudy, they're playing the long game here. They're trying to go long on these tires, trying to make them last till the end of this race. And so it's definitely a switch in strategy.
Dogfight at the back. Vacant, Jim, and Asimov all three fighting for P11. As Jim spins. What a... I don't want to reference anything, but that looks very similar to Latifi. As both of them have wing damage, front wing damage, both not having their front wing. I think there was a safety car.
There was nothing Acid Masters can do. I mean, Jim spun off there, and I mean, ultimately, it was Jim's fault, but at the same time, it's not like Jim was intentionally doing. He was trying to save the car. You could see him kind of wrestle that car back and forth to try and keep it in line and also not wreck out any drivers. Unfortunately, it resulted in both of them getting major contact there. So, Acid and Jim into the pit lane. I mean, Xerxes, would you hope for a safety car if you were in their position at this point?
At the moment, yeah, to like at least try to catch up to the fields. Though it is still around lap 5, but if they like focus and get their pace on, they could probably catch it. But most likely they need a safety car to full on catch up to the field.
Definitely agree with that. You're right on. Meanwhile, up at the front, battle between the two Ferraris, Mustache and JR having a good battle here. I wonder if JR.
Jamie and Ickle both extremely close.
Oh, you're right.
Were really close in the stadium section there.
You're totally right. Ickle's catched up to Jamie quite a bit, and I think that's down to the medium tires and also Ickle's performance right now. This is working out for the Mercedes driver really well. Jamie has to defend. Rudy couldn't defend against the Mercedes, so will the second Alpine be able to do so? I guess we'll have to find out in a few laps.
Yeah, especially it's only lap 6. Some really good battles so far, and yeah, some really good action here so far, especially once it's lap 6. Still early on in this race. Still anyone's race here in like the top 5, I believe. But Beaton falling away from the Alpine of Rudy, 1.3 seconds. Beaton to Rudy on those 5 lap old hard tires. Hopefully Beaton can make that gap up.
We wish B-Tom all the best in his attempt at catching up to Rudy, but you are correct. He is falling back quite a bit here. JR and Mustache are coming back at him. On board with Ickle Bickle in the Mercedes, coming down to turn 9. He is 4/10 away from Jamie. He's used the DRS very neatly. Let's get telemetry on board here. We can see what Ickle's ERS is looking like. So he's got 59% ERS. Jamie has 100. Jamie's actually really just kind of playing the long game here. So this is working out really well for both drivers. Ickle Bickle right on the back of Jamie, and I wonder when he's going to prounce. Xerxes, if you were Ickle, if you were in Ickle's shoes at the perfect moment, when would you go for an overtake? Would you go for the overtake?
I mean, since Jamie's now playing the long game, I feel it would be best to save those medium tires for as long as he can, because Jamie would probably want to get off those hard tires, and get onto the medium tires, especially with the pace that he had on those soft tires in qualifying. So I'd wait to hopefully try and get the overcut on Jamie, but ultimately it's ultimately up to Ickle what he decides to do.
You're totally right. Well, we could see a move here. Ickle Bickle looking for a DRS wide open. He's got to ace this turn. He successfully does, actually. Jamie actually goes a little bit wide. That allows JR Ickle in the Mercedes to get a really good exit using ERS. This is Ickle's chance. He's going around the outside. Battle for the race lead.
Will Ickle make the move around the outside? Ickle going wheel to wheel. Incredible fight between the Alpine and the Mercedes. Though who will... Ickle making the overtake on those 6-lap old medium tires right before the stadium section, a crucial section here in Sector 3 at Abu Dhabi.
Ickle placed his car absolutely in the perfect spot. That was amazing from our league owner. Mercedes really showing what they have to offer here in this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And now look at Rudy. He's now on the back of Jamie. Jamie struggling, I think, after that overtake. And could we see a swap between the two Alpines? I guess time will tell, right?
Yeah, hopefully we can see some Alpine teamwork here between Jamie and Rudy. Now going back down to B-Tom. Extremely close for Mustache. Under second to B-Tom. Yellow flag sector 1. Something happened? Yeah, probably, yeah. I think it's something happened. I don't know. Close gap between Mustache, JR. Speed Queen looking for the overtake on JR. Will she go up? No, she won't. Wanted to make the move there, but does not.
Meanwhile, Jamie is on the back of Ickle, same with Rudy as well. The top three really close together. And also watch the battle for 4th position. Mustache right behind B-Tom. And Speed Queen eventually does get it. Speed Queen up into 6th now. JR is going to have to maintain 7th, and I think the hard tires are starting to come into effect for some of these drivers. And I was going to say, when Ickle made that move on Jamie, definitely a very good move, but
Mustache,
there's so much longer.
Mustache's gap. Look at Mustache's gap closed up so much right before the same section. 5/10 between B-Tom and Mustache.
Fascinating. I wonder if Mustache is using those tires a little bit differently than B-Tom. Maybe he was conserving for quite the early stages of this race, and now he's starting to push and saying, all right, let's go for this. Top 5, first race in this league. Let's see what I can do. So, Mustache, P5 at the moment. Could be P4 at the end of this lap. We will find out in due time. And also, Ickle as well. Even though he's P1, we have to think about the long game. We are only 9 laps into this race. There's still some time remaining. Jamie is close behind. If Jamie and Rudy can stay 2nd and 3rd, Ickle will eventually pit, and then Jamie will get on fresher tires. Same with Rudy, and they'll be on faster tires because they'll likely go onto the mediums, and so they will have the advantage towards the end of the race. So while Ickle...
Jamie closing up onto Ickle. Will he get that exit? No, he will not. Though he will get the DRS. Will Jamie use the ERS? Looks like he's not, but he does close up using the DRS. Nearly making contact there with Ickle Jamie. Coming into sector 3. Yellow flags. Looks like Jim has spun. Unfortunate race for Jim at the moment. But yeah, extremely close fight between Ickle and Jamie as they're still very close. Under 5/10 between the two. Incredible fight for Ickle and Jamie.
Maybe Jamie is sick and tired of staying in 2nd position. I was thinking maybe he would just like kind of sit there and kind of wait for Ickle's tires to run out. Maybe he's thinking, hey, I got an opportunity here to win this race. I want to take every advantage I can get to get into 1st position. And honestly, I kind of see his point as well, because look who's behind him. Rudy, but also B-Tom and, oh, it was Mustache. Never mind.
Ferraris. Yeah, Mustache. Spun.
VSC has been called out.
Laps. Yeah, on those 9-lap old hard tires. And it looks like it's a safety car.
Whoa, that changes this race.
Now, it's ultimately up to the drivers, those on the medium tires. Do I want to go onto the hard tires? That's the real question for all those medium runners.
Good thoughts. Yes, very interesting. Let's see what happens. This safety car, very strangely, has come out. Usually a safety car should only come out if like there's massive debris all over the track, but in games that doesn't really happen, or if the car DNFs. That has not happened. Neither of those things have happened, and the safety cars come out. Again, another sign of this weird safety car glitch. And I was commentating on another league last week, and this happened at the same exact kind of thing. And unfortunately, this has impacted many different leagues. Another glitch, and this is why we need the new game coming out. Saw some support in the comments for Speed Queen. Great to see that, of course, as Ickle comes into the pit lane. And whoa, okay, a late move from Jamie as well. Both Alpines into the pit lane. I think Rudy will get a little frustrated after that as he was coming into the pit lane. Jamie made a late stop, and that definitely changes Rudy's position.
Looks like JR made an overtake on Speed Queen into the pit lane. But
really?
Yeah, well, it looks like they went alongside each other, but I don't know what came out on top.
Mustache retires from the session.
Unfortunate. But a lot of the field is pitting. And just like we said earlier, Acid Masters and Jim both must have needed that safety car since this does allow them to catch up, especially from their incident earlier on in Sector 3.
Interesting. Well, this is definitely, the safety cars definitely changed the pack around, and I think the question now I have is, will the mediums be able to make it to the end of the race? We're on lap 11 of 29. Xerxity, what's your thoughts on this? Do you think medium compound tires can make it to the end of this race from this point?
I mean, they are 18 laps remaining, but you have to account for those acid masters are retiring from the race. I mean, you have to account for the extra 3 laps that the guys have to do behind the safety cars. 18 laps, so that would be roughly around 15 laps that those medium tires have to do. But I mean, yeah, they could probably last to the end, but they'd have to nurse those tires to the end, especially if they want to push on.
Yeah, totally see your point there, and I definitely agree. Very good insight there. Thank you, Xerxity. I guess we'll have to see. You know, anything can happen to the end of this race, just like the Monaco Grand Prix in real life. So we'll definitely see.
Yeah.
Who knows? Esteban Ocon can win the race. I actually want that. I want that to happen. I want to see Ocon win the Monaco Grand Prix. That would be really cool. If anyone hasn't watched qualifying, I'm so sorry for possibly spoiling it for you. Hopefully you did watch it already, and I haven't spoiled it. But yeah, we definitely hope a good race tomorrow.
Yeah, especially. I mean, kind of did spoil a small piece, but not
very
that
small.
big of a piece. Yeah.
Chimp
yeah,
Pimp.
We're waiting for Jim at the moment to catch up, right? Yeah.
I believe so, yeah. And he'll be catching up very soon. Surprising that Mustache and Acid Masters did retire from the session. They believe that their race is over, unfortunately. And viewers, 2 things I want to say. First off, we have a comment coming in from one of our, I think, Group 3 drivers, actually. It's from Chimp Pimp, and they say Ickles will have a hard... Oh, wait, hold on. Ickles Hards will be competitive at the end of the race. Yeah, good point, actually. That's a very good point. Ickles' tires are going to be struggling at the start because they're kind of cold compared to the mediums. But at the end, he will be much faster. So it's kind of swapped in the opposite direction from what it was at the start of this race. So definitely an interesting point. The other thing I wanted to mention, which I can't remember at this particular moment, I'll remember in a bit.
But yeah, you're right. Yeah, Equals Hearts are gonna struggle at the start, especially since they're like really hard to get up to temperature compared to those mediums, as they would pretty much gather temperature at such a rapid rate. Yeah, those medium runs will definitely have to nurse those mediums to home, especially because those hards, like you said, safety car coming in this lap. Yeah, just like you said, the hards are gonna have the advantage to the end compared to those mediums, as that they're gonna have like less wear.
Totally right. Yeah, that's a very good point to make. Here we go. I guess we'll have to see how this works out. Safety car is in this lap, like you mentioned, Zerk, so we'll have to see how this works out. And just a quick point to mention, this is the thought I forgot about until now. Some of you may be wondering why we have a small grid. Reason being because this is the end of the game, and there's not a bunch of attendance. This happens every year for all leagues. We're actually doing pretty good compared to other leagues, so we still have racing remaining. So here we go. Ickle leading the pack away. Where will he go? The question remains, and I'm sure that question will be answered in just a few moments. Will he go on the exit of turn 15 or turn 16? Is he going to leave it up to the final few moments? Let's see.
Ickle looks like he's gonna go now at the moment. He won't catch out Jamie. Jamie, it looks like he expected that. Sorry, Jamie closing up to Ickle at turn 1, immediately closing the gap between the two. And it looks like at the back, Bacon getting too close to Viperize for P9. Viperize looking for the move on Kevin Cow. Looking up the inside, making Kevin Cow go wide. Viperize getting the exit. And it looks like Viperize doesn't move up into P8. So, someone went out hard.
Whoa!
Bacon and Kevin Cow.
What just happened?
I think they made contact just like me and Speedy did at Miami a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's on the straight as well. That's huge. Big crash for Vacant and Kevin Call. They'll definitely have to discuss that. Meanwhile, NLR Jamie's right in the back of Ickle. He's looking to make that overtake for first position, and Beat Tom is there as well.
Yeah, the top three are incredibly close. Speedy moving up into fighting with JR 2006, moving up into P5. All in now that stands between her and Beat Tom is Rudy. Yellow flag in sector 3. Tommy BR spinning in that crucial stadium section. You have to be really careful on the throttle there, especially because you could lose the car there. Rudy setting the fastest lap in the race, 26.876 on those three lap only medium tires. Incredible racing here.
Oh, Jamie looking for the move on Ickle. Bickle, here he goes. Ickle's trying to defend the inside line. Jamie trying to go around the outside into turn 5 we go. Jamie switching into the other side of the track. Better grip on those medium compound tires. Here comes Jamie. ERS. And Tom spins off. Meanwhile, back at turn 3, Ickle's got the better straight line speed though, so Jamie's going to have to make a late overtake if he wants to take the lead of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. There he goes. Oh, contact.
Outside. Trying to go around the outside, but does not work. B-Tom capitalizes. Looks like the top 4. Incredible fight. It looks like Speed Queen slowly but surely catching up to the top 4. B-Tom capitalizing from that incident, moving up into P2 behind Ickle. But now
side by side.
Jamie and B-Tom going side by side. But Jamie does give up. Trying to slowly trying to keep up behind Beaton in that stadium section. But incredible fight and incredible action from the top 4, and hopefully Speeding will enter this fight and make it even more interesting.
5-way fight for the race lead with 15 or so laps remaining of this race. Jamie has been passed by B-Tom. B-Tom, a fantastic overtake by him to overtake the Alpines. Alpines down to 3rd and 4th now, but this is not good for B-Tom, of course, as, not good for Speed Queen, of course, as B-Tom is now into 2nd and in a further position ahead in the championship lead. Let's see.
Speed Queen not getting the DRS. Looks like now, hopefully, she's going to enter this fight sooner or later, hopefully. So you've seen some defending up there. B-Tom closing in on Ickle. Will he get the exit here to possibly overtake Ickle on that second straight in sector 2? Ickle looks like he got the better exit, but B-Tom, look at that speed. B-Tom trying to make the overtake, going around the outside. Ickle trying to fight that position back, but B-Tom takes the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Incredible
fantastic overtake
by B-Tom. Incredible overtake by B-Tom. Efficiently using that DRS and the ERS to overtake Ickle. Well played car by B-Tom.
Truly, truly amazing overtake from B-Tom. Yeah, that was amazing. And now here comes Jamie on Ickle, the Alpine right on the back of the Mercedes drivers. They come down into the next lap of this race. B-Tom has actually set the fastest lap as well, 126.5. Very competitive time from B-Tom, and now has around a 7/10 gap to Ickle. Ickle struggling on those hard compound tires compared to the medium compound runners. And Jamie now trying to make that move on Ickle once again. The Alpines versus the Mercedes. Jamie goes a little bit wide and looks to go for the switchback maneuver to try and get the better exit out of turn 5. That's his best opportunity because Ickle's got some straight line speed that is absolutely amazing.
Rudy looking for the overtake on his teammate Jamie.
Oh, you're right.
Rudy trading positions with his teammates. Now Rudy really close to Ickle. Will he overtake Ickle? Rudy look at that speed that Rudy just had from the DRS. Wheel to wheel in turn 9, I believe. Ickle's still ahead. Rudy making the move around the outside work. Incredible move from Rudy. Yeah,
amazing move from Rudy there. Really well played and great to see some competitive racing between these two drivers. Ickle now under pressure from Jamie as well, and Speed Queen right on the back of these two drivers as well, and she'll be looking to get up into third or maybe even second as well. Rudy chasing down B-Tom. This is an incredibly close battle for what is P1 at the current moment. B-Tom leading this race from Rudy, Ickle, Jamie, and Speed Queen. Ickle under pressure from Jamie. I think those hards are really falling off for Ickle now, and the Alpine will be looking to make that move, possibly into turn 5. Ickle defending the inside line. Jamie can't do anything about it. He leaves a little bit of door open. Yep, for Speed Queen.
Yeah, Speed Queen's closing that gap under braking. Will she be able to close the gap even more? It looks like Jamie overtaking Ickle on that straight. Will Speed Queen be able to catch up here under braking? Viperize. Looks like he's lagged out. Going back to this fight. Speed Queen, will she get the exit that she needs to overtake Ickle? Will she? No, looks like she doesn't get. She is on 14% ERS at the moment. She will have to save ERS for a couple laps, but hopefully she'll be in the fight too. Jamie looks like he got loose. Will Ickle make the overtake up the inside? No, he won't. Sniffing that overtake on Jamie, but Speed Queen approaching Ickle from behind. Will she approach him from behind in these last couple corners? No, he won't. No, she won't. But she is closing that gap. Slowly but surely, she is closing that gap between Ickle and herself and Ickle for P4.
And also keep an eye, viewers. While we have a battle for the top 5, there's another driver starting to come into the mix as well. That's JR 2006, the Ferrari, in this fight as well. Honestly, a little bit of a shame that SSL Mango wasn't able to join this as well. I think he would have been a great addition to this fight. There's some other drivers as well, Eugene, Forzan, others that I think could have been a great addition.
Look at that speed from Speed Queen. Ickle jumping back, just letting her overtake him. Looks like he knew he wasn't going to win that fight, so guess he let her overtake her.
That's a smart move from Ickle, I think. I think you're right. I mean, exactly as you said it, he wasn't going to win that fight in that particular moment. Speed Queen had the better advantage. I think Ickle's also thinking, like, hey, there's a championship fight going on. I don't want to be holding up another driver or whatever. And if Speed Queen can have a chance at fighting B-Tom and give us, the viewers, a great entertainment, like, there we go. That's what it is. So I'm sure Ickle was thinking of all of that as he let the Alfa Romeo and championship leader currently into the lead of that pack. So B-Tom just ahead of Rudy. Jamie in third. It is Haas, Alpine, then followed by an Alfa Romeo, a Mercedes, and there in the distance you can see that Ferrari just coming round, JR 2006. Meanwhile, Jim has moved into 7th position, and only 9 runners in this race as well, so a little bit disappointing, of course. I think we could have seen a little bit more racing between some other drivers as well as Jim comes into the pit lane. Vacant Haddock and Kevin Cowell as well. I do want to find out what happened between them. That's kind of our only major incident besides the Aston Masters and Jim won, but I'm sure that those two have settled out any disagreements or anything like that. I'm sure they're all good with that. But yeah, definitely want to see what happened with Kevin Cowell and Vacant a little bit later on.
Yeah, it looks like Rudy closing up on B-Tom. But B-Tom does get that better exit. But hopefully we can see some last overtake here with 10 laps remaining at the moment here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Yeah, Rudy absolutely putting on the pressure for B-Tom here. I think that was a smart move by Alpine. You could see when Jamie got overtaken that he was kind of like, all right, Rudy, it's your turn. Let's see what you can do. Definitely some team orders, I think, going on between the two. I'm sure they're in a party or something like that, and they're going like, okay, what can we do here to stop the Haas's, stop the Alphas, stop the Mercedes from winning this race? So let's see. Let's see what they can do. Rudy, 6/10 separating B-Tom and himself, Jamie, in P3. Around 3/10 actually, so I wonder if there's going to be another swap here between the two Alpines. Jamie back ahead of Rudy, or Rudy stay ahead of Jamie. FYI, viewers, Rudy is Sevelflare. He changed his name to Rudy. Sebaflair was the one that, or aka Rudy, was the one that took multiple victories during season 3 and took one victory, I believe, at the Netherlands. I think it could have been a few more for Rudy if it wasn't for some late last-minute stuff that happened to the Alpine driver. So 20 laps into this race, 9 remain. Who's going to win this race? Who's going to win this championship? It's coming down to the absolute wire.
It truly is. These top 3 extending their gap to Speedking. She's over 2 seconds away from Jamie. Hopefully we can see Speedking. Yellow flag sector 1. Looks like Jim has spun. Going back to his fight, looks like, yeah, Jamie is still extending his gap to Speedking with 2.2 seconds and increasing. Hopefully, we can see some last lap overtakes with these 9 laps remaining, and hopefully we can possibly see an Alpine 1-2. Jim retiring on that back straight. Fortunate.
That is surprising for Jim. Maybe he feels that there's nothing else he could do. I mean, he's pretty far back. He would have to hope for like a last-minute safety car, and we hope there won't be any. So that means really this top 5 is the only battle we're seeing. The rest of the field is kind of trying to play catch-up here. The other drivers in this race, Tom in P7 at the moment, Viperize as well in the Williams. He had that lag. Actually, he still lagged out. So there's actually technically only 7 drivers in this race, which is a little unfortunate, but I think we started with 14. Some other drivers, there was an incident or 2, and then some other drivers retired manually. So it wasn't like it was any huge incidents. But again, viewers, the reason why we have like really low attendance is because of the end of game cycle. This is normal for leagues. This is very normal for just leagues in general at the end of a game. All these drivers are kind of like, let's just get 2022 done, and then we go on 2023, a new adventure, new season as well, season 5. We'll talk about that later on once we get some more information on it. But here we go. One final dance for these drivers. 21 laps into this race, 8 or so to go. This is going to be an awesome end to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It's been an awesome race from these drivers as well, and just great to see this absolutely amazing race continue.
Yeah, truly. Especially with this last dance on the F122. And I don't want to say anything, but we all know how adventurous this game has been with all these glitches, but hopefully we can end on a good note here. In this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix race, at the moment, Beaton will win the championship at the moment, but hopefully Speed Queen can catch up to the top 3, which consists of the halves of Beaton, Rudy, and Jamie, with both Alpines running 2 of 3. Good points there going to be gathered for the 2 Alpines in for their championship fight against Aston Martin. Yeah.
You're right. Well, the interesting thing is, here's what could happen here. Let's just say hypothetically, and I don't want this to happen, that both Alpines take each other out or something like that, and like Speed Queen gets into second. Again, I'm not saying that I want that to happen. I really don't. I'm just trying to think of this hypothetically.
They really make it contact. Rudy.
Oh, I hope that doesn't come true.
I mean, we're not trying to make a Verstappen and a Hamilton thing here, but our own little Verstappen Hamilton in Group 1. But hey, you never know.
Well, Speed Queen, my thought was if Speed Queen finishes second, the gap, the points for BTOM would be 26. Speed Queen would, by the end of it, she would get 18. The gap in the championship, 1 single point. That would be the difference between these 2 drivers. If someone else steals the fastest lap of the way, and if that's possible from Beaton, then Speed Queen and Beaton would actually be tied for the championship. That's if Speed Queen finishes in second position. If that's the case, we go off of number of wins. Speed Queen currently has 2. I believe Beaton has, I want to say 3, maybe 2. If he has 2, then that's a whole other decision. 3. He has 3, so Beaton would eventually win the championship. So at the moment, it looks to be going B-Tom's way, but we'll definitely see how that works out. Rudy and Jamie close behind. Those Alpines are the the goal in mind for Speed Queen. If the Alpines can overtake B-Tom, that gives Speed Queen this opportunity to take the championship in Group 1. This is coming down to the absolute wire. Stay with us, viewers. We still have a few more laps remaining of this 4th season of LSR in Group 1. Rudy and Jamie right behind B-Tom.
Yeah, 3/10 to B-Tom and Rudy to Jamie, 4/10 separating them. But Speed Queen, 2.9, nearly 3 seconds separating herself and Jamie. Now peaking 3 seconds now at the moment. But at the moment, it looks like it's to be fight between B-Tom and Rudy for the win. With looks like 5 laps remaining here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, since we're 24 laps in. Hopefully, we can see a last lap overtake from Rudy, or possibly even Jamie.
Yeah, you're totally right. I think that could definitely show some awesome action towards the end of this race. We also have the battle for 4th. Ickle Bickle 4/10 behind Speed Queen. He could be making that overtake, but if he wants to stay behind Speed Queen, get Speed Queen the most points she can get, he's got to be curious. He's got to be watching out for JR. JR 2006 is now 5 seconds away. He's closing in. He was around 10 seconds. Now it's 5 seconds. So that Ferrari is still definitely mathematically in this fight for the I guess the top 6 positions in this championship battle, as we call it. Also, we have a comment coming in, and I think this is actually this is something you could probably answer, Zerk City, as we see Rudy right behind B-Tom. I think it's from, I want to say it's from R. Stratting, but give me one moment. It is from Chimpimp, and he says, who all's commentating Group 3 tomorrow?
Yeah, I might probably gonna do it if I'm being honest with you, Chimpimp, yeah. I'm probably gonna do it, but yeah. Possibly you can join me, Joan, if you want to.
You know, that would be fun. Double commentary in a row. We'll have to definitely see. I know Kevin Cal was also interested in doing some comms for Group 3. And by the way, viewers, well, Group 2 is over because we finished last week. Group 3 is still happening. Championship fight between Tommy, XXE, and Kendricks. Alpine versus Mercedes in that battle to see who will be the first ever Group 3 champion. It's definitely going to be an awesome race, but we won't be racing around Abu Dhabi in Group 3. It will be around Brazil. So return to Brazil for LSR after a week's break. So yeah, we'll definitely see how that works out for Group 3. Good luck to everybody there. And Zerk, definitely excited to see the commentary as well. If I'm not going to be commentating with you, if I am, then yeah, let's have a good one then.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Rudy. Going back to the race, Rudy looks like he really did catch up to on that first half straight in sector 2. Now wanting to close that gap between himself and B-Tom. Looks like Rudy does have the advantage on those straights, but B-Tom does have the advantage in the corners. Hopefully. So Jonah, who do you think is gonna win this? Just based off what's now.
I gotta say B-Tom. He's one of the best drivers I've ever seen in league racing. The driver, if you had to bet on someone to start at last and finish first, it would be B-Tom. I honestly believe that because he's so consistent. I think he could do a really good job to defend against Rudy. However, Rudy and Jamie, excellent drivers, absolutely amazing drivers, and I could say as well that they could start last and finish first in a race. I definitely think that's possible because these three and pretty much the entire grid is an incredible grid of racers that can show up, deliver, and succeed. Really, they can. But I gotta say B-Tom. I think he's a very consistent driver. I think he'll be able to defend against Rudy. Although, Rudy is using a lot of DRS to try and catch up to B-Tom. The straights is where B-Tom is lacking pace. Rudy right on the back as he comes into turn, I believe that's turn 6 and turn 7. The chicane, that is. A pretty good exit for B-Tom, and he's got to maintain the good exits. He's got 6 DRS zones to go. 3 or so laps after this one of Season 4. B-Tom He's won Season 2, he's won Season 3, he's looking to win Season 4 here in Group 1. If he does this, this will be a new record, the first ever triple world champion in LSR. And if you want to count all of LSR, he would be a 6-time world champion because he's won the Classic Cup twice and the GT Championship as well.
Yeah, as we see, Tommy now pinning from P7, putting on the soft tires. Looks like he wants to go for that fastest lap with 2-3 laps remaining at the moment.
Interesting.
Looks like he does want to see that fastest lap going for himself in that Mercedes. But hopefully, Viton can still hold off with that fastest lap of a, let me see.
26.5, I think?
Let me see. Yeah, no, oh, it's Rudy that has a 26.3.
Oh.
Yeah. Hopefully Rudy can stay with that fastest lap. Then if not, Tommy probably has a good chance of taking it, especially on those soft tires.
Jamie getting really close to Rudy here. The battle for the top 3 is absolutely so close, separated by around 0.6 of a second. Jamie now looking to take over Rudy. I think Alpine have kind of gone like, all right, let's just go for this. Let's just see if we can get a double podium here. And if one of these drivers sees an opportunity to go for the race win, I think they're going to take it. Rudy right ahead of Jamie. And right behind B-Tom. B-Tom must be sweating like crazy to try and defend against 2 charging French Alpines that are just right behind him. Look at that. We got the 2 Alpines, the blue and pink Alpines that are just charging right there. Jamie and Rudy are just like, come on, we got to get this win. We got to get this win. This 1-2 would be absolutely insane for us. But let's see what B-Tom can do. Let's see what Rudy and Jamie can do. B-Tom, P1 at the moment, as he starts lap 28 of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Yeah, going on to lap 28, 2 laps remaining at the moment, with 28 and 29. B-Tom going a little bit wide there. Rudy, now going wheel to wheel for a moment there, but B-Tom just end up coming out on top. Well, Rudy, B-Tom going a little bit off the line there. Rudy capitalizing, getting that exit, getting a little bit loose there. But does not capitalize though. James looks like he's just not overtaking as he gets off the throttle there. Rudy wanting to make the go around the outside of B-Tom, but does not. Wanting to go for that switchback, but is unsuccessful. Will he overtake B-Tom with using the DRS?
Meanwhile, Speed Queen has left the session. She's coming into the pit lane. I think she's done. Surprisingly, that is it for Speed Queen. I think she's like, all right, the championship's over. I'm not really sure why she's left the session at the last few laps. I believe that might be it. B-Tom, with this final lap to go, might be the Season 4 champion of Group 1 for the 3rd consecutive time. Let's see how this works out though. Alpine still right behind. If B-Tom DNFs, which would be absolutely heartbreaking, Speed Queen will win the championship. So let's just see. 1 lap to go in LSR Group 1 of Season 4. The top 4 separated by around 2 seconds. Alpine could grab the win. Haas could grab the win. Here we go.
Last lap. Hopefully we can see an incredible fight from B-Tom and Rudy, especially on this final lap. 29 out of 29 here at the Yas Marina circuit in the UAE. As Rudy...
Oh, Jamie! Jamie spins!
Jamie looks like he either spun or got a bit of loose there. Rudy going for the overtake.
Dramatic stuff!
Will he go make that move stick? Going wheel to wheel, will he get that good exit? B-Tom getting the good exit out of that chicane. Echo moving up to P2. Oh, Jamie move up into P3. Absolute scenes.
What has just happened here? Rudy and B-Tom, slight bit of contact there. Rudy into P3. Jamie in P4, Ickle out of nowhere into P2. Absolute craziness on the final few laps of this race. Alpine slowing down a little bit there. Who will get 3rd, we will see. But here we go. B-Tom, he's going to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. What a final race of this season for him. B-Tom, comes around the final corner. He won the Season 2 championship. He won Season 3. He's going to win Season 4. B-Tom is the Group 1 champion. And I apologize for the screaming there, but it is absolute scenes here. Absolute dramatic stuff. B-Tom is champion in Group 1 for the third consecutive time. Season 4 clinches with B-Tom taking the championship. Haas on top here in Group 1, the fourth race win for B-Tom as well. Absolute amazing stuff from our champion of not just Season 2, not just Season 3, but Season 4.
Incredible work from B-Tom to win this championship. All I give him is my respect, honestly, for staying extremely consistent with those podium finishes. And being extremely consistent all season and managing to get those medium tires to the end. Incredible stuff from B-Tom, and congratulations to B-Tom for winning the Group 1 World Championship, LSR Championship.
Absolutely amazing stuff there. Ickle Bickle out of nowhere. P2 at the end of the day. Might have been P1, honestly. Last minute stuff there. B-Tom, here he comes. Not just the race winner of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the champion of Season 4. What a comeback drive from the Haas driver. And it has to be said as well, Speed Queen, an absolute amazing drive from her. What a debut in LSR to finish in second position. She is a champion as well, honestly. Amazing drive from her. Definitely considered to be a future LSR champion for sure. Here's the podium celebrations one final time in LSR. What an amazing race. Absolutely amazing from all these drivers. B-Tom on top here in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, just like I said earlier, incredible work from B-Tom to win this championship. I mean, especially from the pace, not only from the pace he showed today, but from the previous races as well. I think he truly just did deserve that championship. Though speaking was very consistent, but B-Tom ultimately just came out on top.
Amazing race from all our drivers today. And Xerxity, I want to ask real quickly, who do you think was your driver of the day, just in general, and your thoughts on the race?
Honestly, I'd say probably JR 2006, especially I mean, he did show a lot of pace early on, had an incident if I recall, but he did stay extremely consistent throughout the race. But I feel that Ferrari is my driver of the day for me.
Yeah, really good job from that driver. Definitely have to agree with you on that. Really solid drive. But wow, yeah, amazing race from everybody today. Just an amazing one. What a way to finish out the season. A dramatic end as well. Really consistent racing. But we're not done yet. Actually, Xerxity, if you don't mind, I'm going to see if I can grab our champion for an interview here for the LSR Season 4 Championship. B-Tom, let's see if we can get him in here.
Yeah, I don't really mind. Either way, I've kind of wanted to have some interviews with the race winners implemented for next season, hopefully.
Well, let's see if we can get our interviewee in here for the race. Give me one moment. I'm just going to try and add him to the party chat, and then we'll get going with this.
Yeah, B-Tom said yeah, so just send him an invite and we'll be set.
Perfect. Yep, I just did. I'm going to actually leave the session so we can get the Haas car out on screen as well for the podium interview. We're going to see if we can get our champion in here for this quick interview, and then we'll end things off. Give me one moment. Here we go. Got to find the virtual showroom. I think that's what it is. Here we go. Perfect. All right. Now we're just waiting B-Tom to join. I'm sure he'll join any moment. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, honestly, amazing racing. Alpine, I'm kind of... Did you see what happened to the Alpines right at the end, Zerk? I think they slowed down.
Yeah, they did. It's probably some contact in between them, or probably one of them got loose, but ultimately, Iko did capitalize on that, so really good job from him. As Beatom joins. Hello, Beatom.
Hey,
Alrighty. Hello, hello, hello. All right, here we go. LSR Season 4 champion. How does that feel? Tom, welcome to the interview booth. Just talk us through that race and also just amazing, amazing drive this season. I got to say the redemption story for you, considering all the events that happened earlier on. But just congrats and just give us everything.
yeah, honestly, I didn't think I would win this going into it, to be honest, because I knew, Speed Queen, she's super consistent. She's usually like top five at least. So I knew it was win or bust going into it, and I, I wasn't feeling too confident because Abu Dhabi is not my best track. But it seemed like everything kind of came together in this last round. Um, didn't really have the best start, but the safety car timing was pretty much perfect for me. Um, since I knew I'd be able to overtake Sev since he was behind Jamie, and Ickle had no choice but to go into the hards, which are going to be super slow, at least until the very end of the race. Um, so yeah, I knew him and Jamie were going to fight um, and use up their batteries, so I was just hoping to try and get involved and maybe take advantage of their battle, which thankfully I managed to do. And then from that point on, it was a case of trying to save the tires, but at the same time, like not driving so slow that I get overtaken because both Seb and Jamie had better straight line speed than I did. Um, so like every time in sector two, it was pretty nerve wracking because they would close at least like 3/10 across the sector. Um, so yeah, it was sketchy, but managed to pull it out in the end. I think both Alpine drivers got a puncture towards the end, which is what I was a bit worried about. Because I think it was lap 25 or 26 at a snap through turn two, and I thought I had a puncture then, but thankfully I didn't. So I had to recompose myself and just keep pushing. So yeah, happy everything worked out despite all the incidents that have occurred this season.
Yeah, good work to you, Beatom. Especially saying, even though just like you said, speaking staying extremely consistent, but you still managed to come out on top. Congrats to you for winning the championship this season.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, Tom, amazing drive from you. Honestly, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on that race and just kind of how it went for you. It seemed like it all clicked in place for you, considering that I'd say the incidents definitely were not fun. I'd say for you, I bet I definitely feel bad for
Yeah.
you. Every time I'm like, again, dang it.
Yeah,
So yeah, I definitely am happy that you grabbed it, just because like I personally feel that you are one of the best drivers I've ever come across in league racing. I think you and me go way back in terms of the years as well of owners of CSR and just racing across the world, but of racing, of course, in the virtual world. So yeah, again, congrats on the race, and also I wanted to say, like, three-time champion in LSR. That's a new record. And I was telling the stream a little bit earlier on, you were also a two-time Classic Cup champion, which was the previous name of this league before LSR, and then you also are the GT champion. So you've taken 6 championships in this league. How does that feel?
wow. I didn't even know that. Like, it's not really something I think about. Um, I just try and take things one race at a time and try and win every race. Like I think everybody does for the most part. Um, so yeah, that's crazy to think about, and I'm grateful to have had as much success as I've had because I mean there's definitely other quick guys out there who could um, fight for the championship and win titles. So um, yeah, I'm yeah shocked really shocked and appreciative.
Oh, yeah, definitely a very successful career you've had in this league, and I hope to see you more often here in LSR. I know it's undecided on kind of what it's going to be looking like for season 5 and beyond, kind of thing. But we hope to see you back here, especially considering that we have a whole new Group 1 coming in with competitive nature, the likes we've never seen before in this league, and yeah, just excited to see where your career goes as well. I know you're in lots of other leagues as well, including TCR and others as well. So yeah, all the best, man, and yeah, just again, congratulations, Brendan. Really, really amazing job on this championship and across your entire LSR career.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a pleasure. I mean, there's been some some rough moments for sure, but
For sure, yeah.
I'll try and mentally prepare myself for another season. I'll think about it.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, we'll see. But um, yeah, if I do come back, um, I'll definitely try and go for another title. So, yeah,
yeah, definitely take some time and enjoy the summer as well. I know we have summer coming up as well, so definitely have some fun. And again, congrats
As
on the
and
title
also some well-deserved rest as well.
for
what'd you
sure.
say?
Also some well-deserved rest.
Oh yeah. Oh man, honestly, getting uh, involved in as many incidents as I did, not only was it like frustrating, but it was like, cause like here, let me rephrase this. So going into the season, I was just kind of doing it for fun. I wasn't really trying to fight for the championship. Um, and then I think it was around Britain um, when I was like, okay, maybe I should start taking this more seriously. Um, so then I actually started practicing for races, and yeah, when I got involved in an incident, I was like, dang, because I was like 44 points behind or something like that after that round, and I knew I needed to gain points consistently, like uh, pretty big points hauls, and sometimes that didn't happen. So it was not stressful, but um, frustrating and mentally taxing. So definitely gonna enjoy the break.
For sure, yeah. It's definitely been I describe your season as like an up and down season kind of thing. It's definitely been like there's been highs and then there's been extreme lows and stuff like that. And again, I'm just kind of like baffled. I guess I don't know if that's the correct word of like how many times you've been involved in like an incident or two, and it's over no fault of your own, of course. Like it's kind of weird, but like yeah, again, like I definitely think that you got the pace for many more races in league racing. I got to say, your consistency is something that I can't describe. It's amazing. So definitely, you deserved every bit of success you've achieved in just league racing in general, and yeah, just excited to see where you go from here, kind of thing, and go from beyond. But yeah, again, B Tom, thank you so much for joining us here in the interview box. Zerk, did you have any more questions for our champion?
Not really, but once again, congrats again, Viton.
Thank you. It means a lot, really.
Well, yep, I guess that concludes things. Again, Brendan, thank you so much for joining us here for the interview on the LSR YouTube channel. And I know we've said this like, I don't know, at least 15 times, but congrats on the title. So, yep, that concludes things. Wow, what a season. Amazing from all our drivers, I gotta say. Group 1 has definitely been the highlight of many seasons before. B-Tom now confirmed as a Season 2, Season 3, and Season 4 championship consistency at its peak right there. So again, congrats to him, and congrats also to Speed Queen as well. Speed Queen definitely showed up and delivered an amazing season. She truly deserves to be a champion in LSR, I'm sure of it. So hope to see her continue into next season. But Zerk, do you have any more thoughts just to end off things before we end off the stream?
I mean, it's been an incredible season so far, even though I haven't commentated Group 1 so much, but really enjoyed commentating these races these Group 1 races I've been able to commentate. Extremely exciting. And hopefully, they'll provide us as much excitement as they did this season, next season on F123.
Yeah, you're definitely right. And got to say thank you so much for joining us here, Zerk, in the commentary box. Always a pleasure to continue to commentate with you. I know this is, I think, our first time commentating, just the two of us, but yeah, I hope to be doing it more often in this league and maybe even beyond. We'll see. But yeah, I think that pretty much concludes things. Viewers, I want to say thank you so much for joining us for this live stream of LSR, the final Group 1 race in Abu Dhabi. If you missed out on bits and pieces of it, definitely go rewatch it. I'm going to see if I can maybe post some sort of like highlight video or something like that. Maybe get our social media team together to do something like that. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, again, thank you so much. As for Season 5, because that is kind of the big talking point as well, like where is this league going to go? When I co-founded this league back in 2021 of October, actually no, before that, it was 2020 of the summer under the name Classic Cup because it was classic cars. I did not think, as well as my other owners or former owners, that this league would be reaching over 4 seasons. That is a mind-blowing accomplishment. I now hand over the league to Icklebickle, Sequit, and Ethan, my good friends over in LSR. They will truly bring this league to glory. They have some amazing stuff lined up. Personally, I am off to college in real life. I'm also off to do more YouTube content, so I won't be here in this league much for next season. And I truly do say thank you to everybody who has given me this opportunity to not just like set up this racing league, but to enjoy, make friends, and just experience. Honestly, I'm really happy that I was able to experience such an amazing adventure in my life. I was able to learn quite a bit about just interactions and just management and pretty much everything that will help me personally in my life going forward. That's just my personal view. I wanted to say real quickly after ending off that. But yeah, in terms of Season 5, you're probably wondering kind of where we're going to start that. That will likely happen in end of July, most likely. That will probably happen. So we're going to give I'd say June as our break. We want to make sure that we get a break because for the past couple of seasons, we haven't really had a break. And what I mean by that is we haven't had some time to reevaluate, just take a break completely and then come back, start planning, because it takes about a month to plan for another season. So we're gonna, in terms of the admins, the owners, just management in general, and drivers, everybody, members, we're gonna take a break from the league for most of June. Towards the end, we'll start planning for Season 5. We'll start getting preparations ready. Big changes. I describe this as a new era for this league, a new era without myself, an era where there's so many more drivers coming in, so many more personnel in terms of management as well. I'm sure of it. We have just so much to offer. I can't explain it all because there's so much happening with this league come Season 5. So you're in for something strong. Stay tuned for more info. Please stick around in our Discord server. We're just going on break and then we'll come back and start planning. We'll announce everything. But yeah, our Season 4 is not over. We still have Group 3 tomorrow. Zerk, I think you'll be commentating for Group 3. It sounds like myself might be there. Yeah, and then possibly Kevin Cal. We'll to figure out the commentary lineup as the time goes by. But they still have a championship at Brazil. Tommy XXC versus Kendricks in that championship. Group 3, our third division in LSR, will be kicking off at around 5 p.m. Eastern time. I believe that is around 10 p.m. British time, I want to say. It might be a little bit earlier than that. I think it might be a little earlier. But yeah, don't quote me on that. Look in the Discord server, and you'll find out all the information for when Group 3 is. But again, I want to say thank you, Zerk City, for coming in to commentate with me. An absolute pleasure to have you commentating in the booth, and can't wait for more.
Yeah, no worries. It's always a pleasure commentating alongside you.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be fun for the future. I bet we can do much more. And yeah, So, yeah, that concludes things from LSR season number 4 of Group 1. Champion is B-Tom. Congrats to him. An amazing championship drive. Speed Queen in second, and I believe Ickle is in third after grabbing yet another amazing drive to finish P2 in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And again, I won't repeat it a third time, but yeah, tomorrow's Group 3 on Sunday. That will definitely be a fun one. But yeah, racing is going to conclude for a bit. We'll be back in a bit. Thank you again for watching, and have a great one. YouTube viewers that are watching live and on replay. We'll see you all in the next one, and peace out.